Welcome to my channel, y'all. This is just an nerd. I wanted to give a quick review about this show cause it's such a breath of fresh air among the rest of the BL shows, and since the show has ended I've been having withdrawal symptoms. So I thought why not make a review of this masterpiece. I really appreciate Piatoff for picking Om and Nanan to play Pat and Pran, since the characters seemed like they were made for them. Both Om and Nanan did justice to their characters and I can't appreciate them enough. Coming to the plot. The story basically talks about two guys, Pat and Pran, who were raised in a competitive environment and whose families have hated each other for decades. So Pat and Pran pretend to be enemies in front of their family and friends, but behind the screens they gradually grow feelings for each other without realizing. To be honest, when I read the summary it didn't instantly attract me. But after the first 2 episodes I just couldn't stop watching. Pat and Pran's bickering made me stay, y'all. The only other drama that left an impact as much as Bad Buddy was Word of Honor that was released last year. I love enemies to lovers tropes and Bad Buddy series satisfied me more than I could have asked for. Coming to the strengths of the series. It portrays healthy relationships, communication and strong boundaries between Pat and Pran, and their chemistry is just a cherry on top of the cake. Om and Nanan's acting had me shook, considering their age. They were so natural, I just felt like I was just watching another person's life on screen. And there were many cute ad placements in between the scenes that really blended in together and didn't stand out much. There were also many improvised kiss scenes between Pran and Pat, which means those scenes weren't scripted but the actors improvised it on their own, which I was glad to know on the side. And I'm not gonna ignore how many stereotypes this pair broke. And the scene where Pa mocks the entire BL industry part, I live for that scene, y'all. There are multiple scenes that impressed me in this series, but what impressed me the most was the scene in which Pat confesses his crush for Ink to Pran in episode 4. When Pran cried, my heart cried with him. Whatever Pran felt, I could feel it through the screen. His expressions couldn't be more accurate. And to talk about the legendary kiss in episode 5. I'm not exaggerating, but Om and Nanan went past my expectations. I really appreciate their professionalism throughout the scene for giving us the best kiss scene in the history. I hope this would be taken as a standard and we would get more natural scenes like this in the future BL projects. Another surprise I didn't see it coming was that we would get a GL. How often do we see a healthy love relationship between girls, given a chance? The series had me so excited at every Ink and Pa scene. The slow burn was real, y'all. I cannot explain how happy and thankful I am for their part in the series. Another scene that really impressed me was the xylophone scene in episode 8. When I got to know that Om played the instrument by himself, I was shocked was an understatement, y'all. He nailed the emotions felt by the character. I could literally feel his anger, pain and regret he had for acting impulsively to Pran. And the way they immediately made up in the next scene showed how much they were important to each other and were ready to let go of their ego. And in the episode 10, I loved how most of the episode was fluff and humor, and then bam, we got an intense dramatic fight between both Pat and Pran's families. Almost all the rooftop scenes won my heart over, and Ep 10's rooftop scene goes to that list too. The way Nanan executed the grief couldn't have been portrayed better by anyone else. He has very expressive eyes. I have seen his acting in My Dear Loser and I feel that he portrays characters with introverted personalities well. After episode 11 aired, I was sure they'd break up, but Piatoff decided to give us a wonderful twist. It fit in well, and the way Pat and Pran's parents' silent acceptance made me a little emotional. It felt very realistic and the ending didn't seem rushed. This show even gave us bromance between Y and Korn. I know a lot of y'all wanted a little more than friendship between them, but it just seemed perfect, the way they showed us it's not all about love but also friendship. I would give this show 9 stars for how the plot developed, acting, music and camera work. The only thing that was off was how fast the story developed. Though I liked how fast it moved without unnecessary drama, but it also felt little rushed. I felt they could have given us more time to process what was happening and follow the plot. What do you all think about the show?